There's a great tradition of tough truck racing in the Wyoming Valley. Situated on the east side of the Susquehanna and the south side of the Lackawanna, the Northeast Fair in Pittston, Pennsylvania brings the Storm Tough Trucks out to play. While the radar says clear skies, the clouds over the pit area say otherwise. We're going to get underway with racing here in just a moment. No, we're not here for the annual Tomato Festival. That's in August. Today, it's Storm Tough Truck Racing. We've got two classes. We've also got Monster Truck Freestyle that's going to be wrapping things up. A little bit too much to fit into one episode. We'll be showing you highlights from the stock class. We'll be featuring the modifieds today. Those are the top-of-the-line tough trucks that run side by side. Should be about a 37, maybe a 36-second course. Could get down into the 35. We'll wait and see. Now, it did rain all this weekend, and Tim Howard at JM Motorsports will also had to put on a demolition derby in this complex, build drainage into the track. There you see it right there. Clever little system. Prop up a couple Jersey barriers and let the rain flow down the hill toward the railroad tracks. So you stay with us here on PC Power Sports. We'll be right back with highlights from round number 1 and the start of round 2. Don't go anywhere. You see that cloud cover over the pit area? Those are storm clouds. But the radar says the skies are clear, so we'll see what happens as the night goes on. All right, modified class, round 1 highlights. Like I said, there is just too much to fit into this one episode. So here's the best of the best. Paul Hackle out of Bethel, New York will take the better of these two. Obviously, the violator driven by John Cost Jr. did not get off the starting line quickly. Cause out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania would have to settle for the slower of the two times. Hackle blasted, of course, at a 40.97 to set the early fast time. But it was Pat Winchester coming out, who we saw win last time out in Brooksville, Pennsylvania. He took the fast time out of round number 1. He was facing off with Wayne Solly. Solly is just recovering from a crash a week ago in Miami, Oklahoma, and look what happened to him in the corner. Stood it on the nose. Brought it back down, though. Was not able to complete the run. This would be a single-time place by Pat Winchester, but like I said, it was the fast time at a 35.44. Out of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, Brett Sponenberg, who last time we saw him had one of the wildest rides ever in beer money in Brooksville, Pennsylvania, when he went side for side. He was matched up with John YODER, another favorite out of Butler, Ohio. YODER came off a fairly successful tour of tough truck events in between this and Brookville. YODER's truck stayed closer to the ground on this. He had a smoother run, though. They met in the last corner. Sponenberg overdrove that corner and settled for a 41.75. Joey Bates driving Purple Rage faced off with Seamus Conway, also out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Conway could not keep up with Bates. Advantage Bates. He would cruise to an easy victory here at a 39.53. Scott Roth in the Lucky 13 Chevrolet would take 4th out of this round 1 competition. It was not an easy go for Roth, though. He'd end up in the wall in the final corner. Still managing the better of these two times over Jimmy Martin out of Martin, New York, driving the Bad Intentions Ford Bronco. Did well the last time we saw him. Didn't quite have enough for Roth Chevrolet. Right here, and you'll see him right there get into the wall. Was able to take a 38.94 out of this round. Still very fast. You can see how far he's left over the tabletop. Scott Martin, who last time we saw him was in the wall in Brookville, Pennsylvania, had a much better showing this time around. He pulled a 3rd in the Owego, New York-based Ford called Hall & S. He faced off with Mike Lubold out of Appalachian, New York, who had the quicker of these two runs, but he hit a cone, resulting in a 5-second penalty advantage to Martin in the Ford pickup. 46.41 with the penalty. Teammate Jake Nichols in the Foy Toy machine. He was 2nd quick in this round. He faced off with Plains, Pennsylvania's Kyle Graham. Graham not very quick at all in this round. He had a lot of trouble. In fact, he DNF'd. There's your top 5. Pat Winchester hanging on with that 35.44. He'll carry that into round number 2. We'll see if it sticks. Jake Nichols with a 37.88. Scott Martin, Scott Roth, and TJ Evenko but a bye run to round out the top 5. There's John Koss Jr. coming back to the line in the Violator for round number 2. He's going to face off with Paul Hackle for the second time tonight. Hackle in the Swamp Donkey. They're on the line. Time to beat. There you see it, the 35:44. That's Pat Winchester's time. Pat is undefeated to this point in the season. Hackle with the jump. Koss gets off the line this time, though not very quickly. Smooth turn for Hackle. Koss goes wide, has to avoid the jersey barriers here on the front side near the amphitheater wall. Hackle remains quick. Swamp Donkey heads with the lead into the second leg. Through the doubles. Violator making a good run, but he needed to get off the line quicker to do himself the favor. He will now round that final corner, come up over top of the tabletop at a 45.66. Hackle with the 39 and change. Not going to take the fast time. Winchester's time remains the number 1 out of that round. There you see Pat in the mental case Ford Raptor. He's got that big Windsor motor in that thing. Wayne Solly right behind him. And again, we talked about Solly worked all week to get this thing back together. Thunderstruck was destroyed in Miami, Oklahoma. That truck kind of hanging on by a thread right now. It is beaten. You can see it's twisted in the front. Jay Milligan staging these two vehicles up. This should be a good one, though. Solly's not going to back down even with the truck or the handicap. Listen to that big horsepower come off the line in that Ford Raptor. Winchester will take the front lane the first leg. Very, very fast. Solly, not a bad run. Considering the problems he had, Winchester with a little problem in that corner. I don't think he's going to beat the time he laid down in round number 1. Now Solly will take the double side. A little bobble for him coming in. Pat Winchester will stretch the lead out coming around the final corner. Here comes Solly now. Oh, he had a lot of trouble in that final leg. The 40.54, 36.31. For Winchester, not a bad time, but nowhere near his first round time. So has to go through this round hoping that nobody tops him. Here, Tim Howard there in the background. I think everyone know what the times were, and as you heard him say, Winchester was a full second slower than his round 1 time.
Next up is
here comes Beer Money. This is the vehicle that we saw barrel roll in Brookville, Pennsylvania. That is Brett Sponenberg, his father, running the Super Bob entry in the stock class. We'll show you some of that later. John Yoder out of Butler, Ohio, makes his way to the line. And you can't really see it on the cameras, but we're starting to get a drizzle, so I guess the radar was wrong. But the rain's supposed to sideswipe us here. Guess we'll hope for the best. Jay Milligan bringing now John Yoder to the line. He steps in front. Well, you can just hear the power when these things come off the line. They are not underpowered for sure. They're racing for purse money this weekend. Beer Money with the advantage coming out, and that can change very quickly on this track. Yoder with the better of the 2 turns. Beer Money gets into the wall on the other side. He's going to drop way back. I don't think there's any way Sponenberg is going to make up this distance right here. Yoder is just stretching that lead out. Oh, he's in trouble. He's over on his top. Sponenberg, well, the race is going to be red flagged, so Sponenberg will get a bye run. We know that. But Yoder After that huge lead, Sponenberg got into the wall. Yoder had every opportunity in the world to finish that race in the #1 spot. He's actually making really good time. I don't know that it would have beat Winchester. Here's the replay. Not quite sure what happened. We'll take a look here. The track is starting to get greasy, but he hooked up big time in that corner. Tried to drift it, and it looks like it lifted in the rear end, not the front. The front tire caught an edge, and he high-sided. Very simple high-side. Fire and rescue making their way over. Yoder's still strapped in, so I hope he's okay. We'll wait and see. We flip that thing back over. Here's the real-time cam on the starting line end of the track, and the corner cam. You can see how far behind Sponenberg is, and then right here, Yoder goes to cut this corner at speed, and the front tire just digs in, and he rolls right onto his top. Tore off some body panels, and he may have damaged the suspension on that. Wait and see. Sponenberg will be granted a bye run. We are going to take a quick break as they right the Jeep in the end zone. Stay with us.
YouTube videos, John's done some pretty crazy endos at some of the nationals in Bloomsburg and Lima, Ohio.
JM Motorsports powers into the summer with big shows during the month of August. And the monster trucks are back Friday, August 4th and Saturday, August 5th for high-flying racing and freestyle at Little Valley, New York and the Cattaraugus County Fairgrounds. August 10th, the Wayne County Fairgrounds in HONESDALE, Pennsylvania. See major monster truck mania with racing, freestyle, and more. This is an event you won't want to miss with a backflip attempt by 2015 World Freestyle Champ Overkill Evolution. JM Motorsports, worldwide producer of amazing motorsports events. Here at the Northeast Fair in Pittston, Pennsylvania, Brent Sponenberg on the line and beer money. He's going to get his bye run. Right before the break, it was John Yoder putting the under-pressure Jeep Cherokee bodied vehicle on his lid. Definitely a change-up for this man who was going side for side a few weeks ago when we saw him in Brookville, Pennsylvania. Did not repeat that. I'm sure he's happier than anybody about that. You know, he'd rather have been on the track with somebody else. His father running a stock truck. Bronco in the stock class here tonight, and he overdrove that turn right there. That's going to hurt his time. 45.75 as he finishes up the run. Not going to take it. Pat Winchester holds on in the top spot for now. Seamus Conway, now out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. He's going to come to the line with one Joey Bates in Purple Rage. Conway driving the luckless number. Conway struggled in round one. We'll have to see if he does any better. Look at Bates sliding to the starting line. He gets right up on there. The rain is starting to come down here. We're trying to get these trucks to the line a little bit quicker now to beat this weather that's rolling in. You can't see it on the cameras. There is lightning behind the pit area. They do not want to lose this race to the weather. They're trying to get everybody to the line for all three heats that they have to do tonight. And this track is going to change as the night goes on, so we'll see. If that alters the dynamic for Pat Winchester, who laid down such a fast time in round number one, even he couldn't beat it. And as we said, he is undefeated to this point. Beautiful turn by Purple Rage. Joey Bates at Conway still struggling quite a bit in the luckless Ranger. Purple Rage way out in front. We'll see how he takes this turn. Little bit of trouble in that one. The track might be starting to get greasy on that end. I'm sure John Yoder would have liked it a lot more if the track had gotten a little greasier, a little quicker. So he'll come around. Here comes Conway. You can see there on the corner, you can actually see the rain starting to settle right there on the inside where it's more untouched. They're not hitting it, churning up the dirt. They're actually kind of keeping it dry there in the middle. 37.75 for Bates, by the way, will not take the top spot. We knew he probably wouldn't when he had a little trouble in that second to last corner. And you get a look now at Scott Roth and Lucky 13, who hit the wall and still managed to take a fourth. Out of round number 1, Jimmy Martin will be his competition. Then you see the Bad Intentions Bronco out of Barton, New York. Time to beat remains of 35:44. We know Lucky 13 can do it. We know Jimmy Martin can do it. See if his time is better at all in this round than it is, or than it was in the first round, as the rain is starting to come down rather hard now over the track. Roth with a beautiful turn to the outside. Martin up against the fence here. Martin trying to make up the distance. I don't think he's going to do it. Roth with a big advantage, heads into the final corner. Will be Chevy over Ford in that round. Look at him throwing dirt. The backside of that wall, by the way, as I say, the front side of the wall that's facing the track is now completely covered with dirt. They could probably leap out of the arena if they really wanted to. And 38:22, a little over 3/10 off, and 0.03 of a second between Jimmy Martin's 2 times in round 1 and round 2. There's Mike Loopold now in the War Horse against Scott Martin, the other Martin in Hall and Ast. Ford out of Owego, New York against the Ford out of Appalachian, New York. Martin was 3rd in round 1. Posted a time of 38:34. Loopold posted a 46:41 with a penalty. He'd like to get around this course cleaner than he did in round number 1. We'll see what happens here. The rain, you can see it definitely coming down now. The track is getting very, very wet. That could really change things for these guys as the night goes on. It could completely change who will win this event. Winchester seems to be good in all conditions, but we'll see if he's able to continue that undefeated streak. Warhorse with a beautiful turn, a very close race right now. Well, they almost got together. Martin actually gave him the space rather than getting into him. Very wisely backed out of it. Warhorse with a really cuts around the ball, and Martin hit a cone. He'll get a penalty there. Warhorse will take the... oh, he locks it up in the corner. What happened there? They almost get together. Martin will automatically pick up a penalty after hitting that cone, but they cross the finish line right there together. 44-34 for Martin. And a 42-94 for Mike Loopold out of Appalachian, New York. Oh yeah, get a look now at the Foy Toy, the team vehicle, the Warhorse. That's Jake Nichols and the white Bronco pulling out on the course. He takes on Kyle Graham out of Plains, Pennsylvania. Graham driving the green Border Patrol vehicle. He struggled in round number 1. He did not even finish. We'll see if he can get down the track in this one. Nichols is a tough opponent to beat on a good day. The rain lightened up a little bit for us here, and they... oh, and Foy Toy. Nichols goes right off the track. He looks like he broke something. Maybe an input shaft or a drive shaft let loose as he... Graham drifts to a stop. We may not get a finish to this one. Still waiting to hear power. Not sure what happened to him. We know that Foytoy broke a drivetrain part. We saw the sparks come out. There we hear fire underneath of Kyle Graham, and he'll continue on with the run, although something not quite right in that vehicle. And he rounds this corner. Let's see. Well, he's going to hit a cone right there, so that's going to hurt him. This is going to be a long, long time on this run. Well, no, it's not. He's going to head right off the course. Something not right in that vehicle. Pat Winchester with a 35.44 remains on top. Joey Bates jumps up to second place. Jake Nichols, Scott Roth, and Scott Martin with the 38.34. Now in the top 5 there. And one more to go in this round, by the way. This is TJ Evenko. He'll take a bye run. He's going to try to upset the 35.44. Relentless posted a 39.32 in round 1. Let's see what he can do now with the rain out. See if it gets any easier for him. Brake lights are on. Truck sounds good coming off the line. Let's see where he goes. A little wide, but not a bad run for this little black Ford Ranger. Whoa, slide way out. I believe I just saw sparks come out of the front dip. I'm not sure if it was just the light reflecting. See, the rain hasn't stopped and he goes right off the track. He has problems. We're going to take a break and come back. And when we do come back, we've got the stock class highlights.
We snapped an axle out on the driver's side front.
It's going to hurt. We are in Pittston, Pennsylvania here on BC Power Sports at the Northeast Fair, and the rain is coming down. Now, earlier today when it was dry, the stock class kicked things off here, and Lindsey Chester laid down a good time. She took 5th fastest in round number 1. Posted a time of 48.44. Her husband Arthur Chester, also racing in this class. He has a green and pink Jeep. This Jeep is pink and green, don't get that wrong. The Chester's out of Kirkwood, Pennsylvania. Arthur came out of the 2nd place last time we saw him in Brookville, Pennsylvania. Does not have Jeremiah Creasy here to contend with, although I'm sure he'd like to challenge Creasy on this track. Chester went through the doubles, pretty unencumbered, but he got into that tire right there, and that really affected his time of 43.09. But it was John Yoder out of Butler, Ohio. This is the guy we just saw put the under pressure Jeep on its lid in the modified class. We didn't know. This is one of his vehicles in the stock class, the Plan B machine, and he took number 1 with a 42.35. Slides to a stop on dry ground. Now, the Wildest Ride Award goes to the appropriately named Send It, driven by Keith KRULL, the Toyota with a 327 Chevy small block in the front. Watch what happens here on the double. Bang! Stood it on its nose. Not a lot of weight in the rear end. Stayed on the ground nicely though. Arthur Chester now, stock class round 2 continues. Lindsey had already made her run. Chester as the sun set on the railroad tracks back there. Gave a nice accounting of himself flying through the course. Still was not able to get the fastest time out of this round. In fact, went up 300ths of a second at 43.12. John Yoder improved upon his time to 41.40. Slides to a stop again on dry ground. Stock class round 3. And it was those two battling it out for supremacy. Arthur Chester finally was able to get the measure of John Yoder with a clean run of 41.09. Took the win in the class. We'll show you Yoder's run. He was not able to get back what he had once the rain started coming down. He started sliding all over this track. 41.97, just missed, holding that number 1 spot. Remember, it's the best out of 3 that you post, a 41.09 or 41.40, and you can see how far off the rest of the field was from these two guys, Kevin Foss, Lindsey Chester, and Robert Spunenberg and Super Bob. Round out your top 5. Now, modified class after round 2. Getting ready to continue with that. Pat Winchester still stands in the number 1 spot with that 35.44. Joey Bates, Jake Nichols, Scott Ross, and Scott Martin round out the top 5. Back on the starting line, there you see Paul Hackle out of Vestal, New York, and John Goss Jr. out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Taking the time to stage the track. He's getting a little bit muddy now. The rain has slowed down. Now the track is starting to dry out underneath. A little bit of mud on the top. Like we said, it's just grease. Waiting. Oh, Hackle goes away. Violator does not get off the line again. He's late on the start. Well, he's not off the line at all. That will be a red flag for the Swamp Donkey. We'll see what happens now. They'll either restart this or Hackle will be given a bye run. We'll wait and see. Trying to find out what happened to John Goss Jr. Did not come far down the road, fortunately, because he's been having all kinds of problems tonight. That vehicle, maybe an electrical problem. It died on him on the starting line. You actually heard it lose power, but Hackle will make his way back up to the line. Actually, they're going to go ahead and pull this vehicle off from the looks of it. They may pull the loader out here. Well, he's going to go ahead off the track. Hackle will get a bye run in the Swamp Donkey. Tough night for John Goss Jr. Local favorite here in the Violator. Swamp Donkey taking a bye run. Let's see if it helps him out to be alone on the track. He will not have to worry about anybody being there in the turn. We actually might have a few bye runs in this round because we have lost some equipment tonight. It has been a rough night for these vehicles. Tim Howard put in a very, very challenging course here. Oh, and he bobbles in that corner. Hackle needed to be smooth there. He was not. He's got a good run going, but I doubt it's going to take over the time for Pat Winchester. You can't take anything away from him, though. He's making do with a very, very slick track. Now, that corner looks like it's still hooking a little bit in the first half of the corner, and then it seems like the outside edge is a bit greasy. If you can get just past the cone and kind of hang there in the marbles, you might be able to get a little more traction than if you stay up on the part that's been more untouched. It's just like slate right there. Hackle going away in the Swamp Donkey. He will post a time of. Well, we haven't gotten his time yet. We'll wait on the time for Swamp Donkey. We'll let you know in a moment. Issue with the clocks there. Well, Thunderstruck not making it to the line. You heard the announcement there from Tim Howard, the Hamburg, New York-based Ford, damaged again in the last round. Pat Winchester will also get a solo. And we said that might happen. And you can hear the power when he blasts off the line. See if he can improve on the time he laid down. He's got to beat a 35.44 to beat himself. And now he's doing it on a much less than perfect track. See, sprays the camera down with dirt and rocks. That's why there's nobody allowed to stand back there. These trucks throw that gravel a long way. Rounds the final corner. Let's see what the time is. Not going to do it at a 36:21.
That's pretty fast. What do you think? Wow.
Time for the Swamp Donkey, by the way, was a 43:62.
He's still holding at 35.44. I will tell you though, man.
We're back now. You see Beer Money, Brett Spodenberg. And still waiting. John Yoder is out. He did damage that vehicle beyond repair. It's actually already up on its trailer. We'll see what Spodenberg can do with a buy run. His time in the previous round was a 45:75 in round one. He posted 41:75, so he was a full 4 seconds slower last round. Track was starting to go away. He did that on a buy run. Not getting out of that corner the way he would like. Something looks a little bit off in the front end of this vehicle. Having a lot of trouble cornering and then getting straight again. Launching sideways over the jumps too, so not quite sure what's going wrong with this vehicle right now. Almost got a problem there. He's going to slow way down. Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania Bronco not performing the way he would have liked. Final move over, that's going to be a 49:43. Not what he was looking for at all. We'll see what the next matchup will. Scott Roth and Jimmy Martin.
Joey Bates in the Purple Rage and Seamus Conway and Luckless 13. Or Luckless, sorry.
Jimmy Martin and
They should be racing each other.
well, I take that back. I take that back. I'm one Ford. It's going to be Joey Bates and Seamus Conway, the Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Ranger called Luckless. We'll take on Purple Rage and Joey Bates. Bates posted a 37:75 in the previous round. He's been quick tonight. Set up in second there for a bit. We'll see what he does here. Again, the track is not ideal. It is stopped raining, but it rained just enough to bring the moisture up to the top, and it's causing these guys to slide quite a bit. On top of it, these trucks are kind of wearing out on this tough course. Let's see what they have. So let's see if Conway can pull something out. His time in the previous round was a 47:50. Better start for Conway. Here comes Purple Rage into the first corner. And he bangs into the Jersey barriers here on the front. Didn't slow him down any. Real wide in that corner, and the rear end steps out. Conway backed out of it, and that's going to hurt him. Purple Rage now going to the outside lane. Now come on, and he get into the wall again. You heard. Who is close on that wall? We didn't see it on our side here. Purple Rage will cross the finish line first. Here comes Seamus Conway. Conway with a 43:50. Not a bad time that time around. Much better than his previous two round times. Purple Rage with a penalty, by the way, at a 44:47 for bumping the wall. Bumped it hard on the backside near the railroad tracks. Now we'll get to Scott Roth and Jimmy Martin. Like I said, I was one run ahead of the last one. Scott was 4th in the first round, and he's been in the wall already tonight. And Jimmy Martin has not been having the night he was hoping for here in Bad Intentions. Best time so far tonight was a 43:25. Scott Roth's best time tonight was a 38:22 in the last round. So we'll see what they have here. Lucky 13 in Bad Intentions. Roth and Jimmy Martin. Chevy and Ford. Good start. Martin will take the lead into the corner. Slow turn for both vehicles. Close, but Lucky 13 and Roth will have the lead coming out. Let's see how this second leg goes. They almost got together right there. Martin trying to play catch up right now. Let's see how Roth, oh, he's up on 2 wheels. Brings it back down. Heading into the final leg. Bad Intentions got into the wall on the near side. It's going to slow him way down. Lucky 13 almost over again in the final corner. He will take the better of these 2 times. That'll be a 39-34 Bad Intentions. 46-50, and he fell way back. And as I say, he slid in that going into that second leg after coming around tabletop. He went to cut a good corner and the vehicle just went straight. See the track crew back out trying to lay the starting line back down. It's going away with the takeoff these guys are getting. Here comes Mike Leupold now. He's going to take on Scott Martin and the hauling ass Ford out of Owego, New York.
I think we're down to 3 more trucks that'll be coming out. I think they all lost their partners though.
Never mind, he is out. Another buy run on the line. Warhorse will take this one solo. Remember, he had a big problem in the previous round. He finished with a penalty out of round number 1. He stalled in the corner in round number 2. Let's see if he can get through a clean on a buy run. Very fast in the first leg. Beautiful corner. Heads into the second half of the course. Let's see what he's got here. Can he corner that guy? He's not going to corner that quickly this time, but it's still a good corner. He's not going to be able to spin it in the way he wanted to. And avoid that wall. Does a nice job through the doubles. And another awesome corner. Warhorse at a 38-19. That should get him right up there. He may be in our top 5 before the end of this night. Well, we'll see. Jake Nichols and Kyle Graham. And I believe TJ Evango is back in the pits trying to get his Ranger back going. This might be our last run for the night. We'll see if Graham can pull anything out. That vehicle out of Plains, Pennsylvania. Border Patrol. He has 2 DNFs on the clocks right now, so he just has to finish the course to better his time. Foy Toy, Jake Nichols, best time with a 37.88 as he DNF'd in the previous round. He broke something in the drivetrain. That 37.88 is hanging on though. It's leaving Warhorse, I believe, in about 4th or 5th place right now. 4th place. Foy Toy's in the wall. Something happened to Border Patrol. I don't know if he'll end up with another DNF. He's back underway. Foy Toy heading toward the tabletop. Slide. Oh, he hit a cone. He will not better that time. And I can tell you right now, Pat Winchester has just won himself another one, so he's undefeated again. The streak continues. Second place will go to Joey Bates in Purple Raid. His Border Patrol now crossing the finish line tonight for the first time at a 50-50. He's 1 for 3. Got it in the final round. That, though, will finish him down in last place. Out of 15 vehicles, he finished 15th, but he showed up and he got the truck around the course. Pat Winchester, congratulations on the win. 35-44, there you see Joey Bates in the Purple Rage Dodge with a 37-75. Jake Nichols and Mike Loopold, the teammates, 3rd and 4th with the 2 Broncos. And then Scott Ross with that 38-22 rounds out the top 5 with the Lucky 13 Chevrolet.
He's going to come out here and try to give you guys a
We're in Pittston, Pennsylvania at the Northeast Fair. The Tough Truck Racing has concluded. There is one more thing left on the schedule. We hope you enjoyed the event tonight. Congratulations to our winners, Arthur Chester and Pat Winchester. Arthur winning in the stock class in the Crowd Pleaser Jeep Cherokee, and Pat Winchester in the modified class, the Mental Case Ford Raptor. Now, Brandon Budd came to Pittston, Pennsylvania from CATLETT, Virginia with the Buckshot Hummer monster truck. He was hoping to lay down quite a freestyle to end off this show. Well, had a dry track to start things off. Came out and laid down some nice shots, nice air, and you saw the track they built. He's actually jumping over the wall into the venue. Even went back out and did it again. Now, the rain started to come down. You see the water, the moisture picking up on the tires. And right there, he snaps a bolt off of the front 4-link bar, the lower front 4-link bar. And watch this thing torque as he comes around. He hits again right there. He bent up some shock shafts. This truck is not at 100% right now. He's going to come out and do whatever he can. I don't know what it has left. It looks like they've locked the front shock, so I don't even know if he's going to get air. But we do know the track is wet. So he should. And if what I'm hearing is true, yeah, he's going to try to cut out the rear engine machine. Trying to get him started. Still need front suspension to do those, but you don't need it that bad. You know he wanted to do better than this. This is certainly not an indictment of this vehicle, though. He has had a tough beginning of his summer. He's already put this thing on its lid in Indiana. Maybe, hopefully not heading off the track. I think trying to find some little better dirt. Some with a little more grease in it. Right there where they're landing is pretty good. I don't think he's done yet, though. You can see how hard the front end is bouncing. He's got no suspension in the front. It's just the tires. He's got rear suspension, but that truck is broken. Here we go. Let's see what he gets. I'll tell you what. He gave it all he had, and he didn't have much left. He was able to get that out of it. He got the fans on their feet here at the end of the night. You know he wanted to do more than that. We will see him down the road, though, for sure. A regular here with JM Motorsports. Congratulations again to our winners. And a big thanks to Brandon Budd for giving it his all in the Buckshot vehicle. We will see you next time on BC Power Sports. Thanks for joining us.